Look at this beautiful day in Ohio today, and I decided to come down to one of my favorite spots, which is this gigantic antique mall in Berlin, Ohio. And I've been coming here for a long time, and I'm going to take you inside and show you some of the amazing things that they have for sale, and also do a couple maybe quick spots along the way on the way home as well. Got a customer, so I don't want to be rude. There's tons of stuff outside here as well, so you can see tons of antiques and primitives on the outside of the building, and then I'll pause you when I go in. Pause you right now. And of course, the first showcase in, I see a whole army full of Hummels, but what got me were these paperweights. This one I really love a lot. That's a fantastic one. Big piece of trapped air in there, and those trails and lines, kind of millefiori on these. And this one I think is maybe Perthshire. I'm not really exactly sure on that one, but I'm gonna buy this one, that's for sure. I love the color combination on that very much. And then on these, I think I might go after this one just because look how big it is and the complexity of the canes on the bottom. And then maybe this one as well. But I do know the person who's working here, the floor today, and I got the luxury of kind of going through the case on my own, which is awesome. I think I'm going to go after this one as well back here. Yeah, I think this is a yes. Yeah, this is a definite yes. So I'm going to pause you here, and then I'm going to wrap up my purchases. But you know I normally don't do these come shop with me videos, but look at some of these booths here at this mall. Incredible amounts of really cool stuff, tons of glass and primitives, and then showcases that span down over on this side. But you know I normally don't take you with me, but today is an exceptional day. So I'm going to pause you here while I load up my treasures out of this showcase. I'll pause you now. So my friend here at the front desk is being really stubborn and she doesn't want to be on camera. But how long have you known me now, Leah?
6 years.
6 years? No, I think it's been longer than that.
6.
I think it's been a lot longer. Why do you say 6?
Because it has.
So these are the ones that I picked out of the case that I'm going to take so far, but I wanted you all to see this. And again, down at the Berlin Antique Mall, and I did the front feed so you can see where I come and shop. But if you stop down, make sure you terrorize Leah because she needs it. So I'm going to go back to shopping, but I wanted you to see the 3 that I picked out. And Leah really likes this one, and I don't blame her. I think that one's really cool. So I'm going to pause you and I'll be right back.
One of the ones I looked at.
And then another booth here that's one of my friends that I've known for a long time. Tons of costume jewelry, trays and trays and trays of costume. This is an Elzac. This is an Elzac brooch, and only $14. I think it might be missing something right there, but these used to sell for around $125, so that's a really good buy for that one. But needs some restoration, some butterflies, and then up here, tons of earrings, bangles, costume jewelry, tons and tons. But the trays are loaded, and then there's huge amounts of beaded necklaces. They also deal in a huge array of collectibles. I don't get into collectibles as much. I go after more fine art things, things that are unusual. This is pretty neat. That's pretty interesting, but not something that I have to have. And then I am going to go on this side and show you more and more trays of costume jewelry, a lot of rhinestone things, and more and more beaded necklaces. And I've bought a ton of things off of here over the years. This one looks like rose quartz. Let's pull that one out and take a look. Let's see how much that one is. That might come home with us. A rose quartz one that's really nice. And then art glass, costume, faux pearls. I have bought some Nolan Miller items off of these. Here's a Murano beaded one. That's kind of interesting. I think that it's kind of like a station chain. That's pretty neat. And then some gemstone beads, of course. Who doesn't love things that look like that? That's really wearable. Great color too. Opalite or opaline or opal glass, as we call it. Technically, you know how I feel about that. Yeah, this is just going to be a fun day out here, and I took time off from work to make sure that I was able to do this today, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I took a day away And I've known Leah for a long time here, and I've come here for quite a few years, and I always enjoy my time down here. It's always well spent. Let's see here. And Jeremy's mom and dad are here with us. Jeremy's somewhere else, kind of shopping around, looking around at some things. I've always loved these dog pins with the movable heads. I have so many of them though, so I don't need to drag another one home. This is cool for my wooden pin collection. That might be a yes. 15, I don't think I have him. That might be a yes, because I don't have this one. That's pretty cool. I hear Jeremy coming, at least I think I do. So let's see if he'll go on camera with me as I continue to look at these things on the ground. Nope, not seeing much today for me. Ow. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pause the video because I'm getting a little distracted by videoing, so I'm gonna pause this now, and then I'll come back on in a couple minutes when I make my way down to the other spaces. And then, of course, she's got showcases of jewelry as well, and then tons more beaded stuff over here. Tons and tons and tons of it. So I'll finish this booth and then I'll kind of skedaddle. But you can see this place just goes on and on and on. Tons of vintage glass and art pottery. This is a lucky booth for me as well. I found quite a few things in this booth. And then the last time I had come here, I found a 10-karat gold ring. Oh, this quilt is neat. That's really interesting. Early. Very early on that one. Becky, do you want to go on camera? Do you want to go on camera with me? So my mother-in-law is pretending like she doesn't know me right now. So, oh, and then Jerry's in the background. So, should we go on real quick together? Here, I'll flip the camera. Here we are. So, what are you finding? Are you finding anything?
Not too much.
No. Jerry, you finding anything? Look at all these. Becky, look at the enamelware. And this is awesome too. I love it. Are you going to go to the next mall with us? Mm-hmm. Are you really? Yeah. You're spending the whole day with us?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm hiding out.
Ooh, look at all those.
I am
Wow. Check out all the Crocs. That's pretty interesting. Here, let's go over here. Take a look and see. She's threatening me with a wooden spoon in the background. She is. I should take a video of it and get it on camera. Becky, I always have luck in this booth too. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, I always do. I always say when someone sells stuff like that and they have jewelry, they never kind of know what they're doing. So it's our lucky day sometimes. Do this one too, real quick. Get out of the way of some people. More great Crocs. This one's really nice with the decoration on it. Oh, that one's really cool for $345. It's pretty interesting. Yep. Love it. Oh, I love this one too. That one's really nice from Pennsylvania. $340. Not bad. Not bad. All right, I'm going to pause you guys now. And of course, I'm always seduced by the showcases just because they're always so loaded with Ohio art pottery and Roseville, and there's some Rookwood and a lot of things that I collect. So I'm always kind of on the lookout for not only resale, but also myself. And there's an Eckholt paperweight. I know them from a mile away. That one right there is Robert Eckholt for sure. This one looks Orient and Flume. Probably is. And yeah, this one looks like an earlier pattern of Roseville right there. Maybe the rustic line, I'm not really exactly sure. But yeah, some really beautiful things. Absolutely beautiful. So, oh, and I've always loved these with the dragons or the devils with playing cards. I had an ashtray like that one time and it sold really well back in the day. So yeah. Jewelry and smalls, interesting, and of course, collectibles. There's tons of it, but I just don't get into Pez containers and advertising, candy advertising, M&Ms. I just don't get into that, but a lot of people do. So I wanted to show that was here, and this is another one of my favorite booths here. It's such great decorative arts. priced really well. Art glass, art pottery. This one's been here for a while and has had my attention for a very long time. I believe this is shadowware. I think it's I know it's Ohio, and I always draw a blank on who this is, but I know that it's considered shadowware, I believe, with these really dramatic drips. The only reason why I didn't buy it, it has a very small chip on the foot, but it is marked as is. But I loved the form and, of course, the glaze. So hopefully you're enjoying this kind of come shop with me video. You know I normally don't do this. It's normally against my rules on YouTube. But I wanted you to see how much and the diverse collections that are here that are all for sale. That everything here is for sale. So I'm going to take some time, and now that I've done a quick video feed, I'm going to go back through and look at that assortment. I did buy something out of this one the last time. I think there was some sort of art pottery or art glass that I bought. And then Hot Wheels and trains. Every booth is so well organized, and the place is really, really clean. So love it, absolutely love it. And let's see, come around the corner. Hopefully there's not too many shoppers over here. I don't want to be rude to people that are trying to buy and distract other customers. Never a fun time when you have a person trying to do a video when people are trying to shop. So, but at least you get the lay of the land. And look how wide and long this one goes. And I think there's 4 malls down here that we go to, and this is just one of 4. So I will do, hopefully, another video, maybe today or tomorrow, and I'll post it at a different time, but from the other mall down the street from here. So, and then a lot of things that are vintage inspired. And this one's a really fun booth because you never know what you can find. Tons of really cool, small things all over. And I have bought quite a bit out of this as well. And again, when I come down here, I look not only for myself, but I mainly come down here for resale. And I'm very, very quick to, once I purchase it, I then take it home, get it cleaned up, and then put it right online and get it sold. So this one, I love this booth too. Very eclectic, very bizarre and eclectic blend of stuff. So really, really cool. I'm going to pause you now and go to one more booth, and then I'll get back on track with you in 1 second. And one of my last and favorite booths is this mid-century modern one that has a lot of mid-century items. Again, Pyrex, art pottery, kitchenwares. They had a Curtis Jerry sculpture the last time I was down here. And some really unique lighting and lamps. Very mid-century, very cool. It's got a great vibe to this particular booth. Love the chrome tables. Those are outstanding. If I had space, I would definitely be taking those home. And I think up here is the Jerry sculpture. That's one of the Jerry's, but they had a different one the last time I was here. I really like this oil painting as well. Kind of stuck back off the wall, off the main floor where people would really look at, if that makes sense. And this hamper, look at how cool this is. I would have this in my house, but I already have one. So fantastic, and the vibe in this booth is just really cool. And then over here, a lot more art glass, tons of art glass, but look how much is for sale. And I've often told people, when I come to malls like this, I'm kind of surprised because I have, 100 to 200,000 things to pick from, and I'm usually only buying maybe 1 to, maybe 3 pieces per mall that I come to. So it's a lot to look at. Oh, these trade beads are kind of cool as I spot them from across the booth. Yeah, these are nice. These are African, and maybe they're from the later 70s, they look like, but they're glass and they're very colorful and priced right. Those are Sandcast trade beads circa 1890 to, what does it say? 1940, and $4.98. Probably going to buy a couple strands of those. I really like these right here. These bigger versions right here. I'm probably going to buy those. I'm going to fish these out of here. So I'm going to pause you one more time. Again, I'm sorry for the pausing, but it's what I have to do while you're shopping with me. So wait 1 sec. I'll be right back. So now you can see how I shop. I had to buy a whole handful of these. But look at the colors and look how cool. They're not real expensive, but for $5 a strand, I had to say yes to those. So I'm going to head up to the front with these. Excuse me, sorry about that. Appreciate you. Yeah, I really thought these were super cool. So, but this place is really filling up with a lot of people, and I don't want to be rude. So I'm probably going to finish my shopping excursion. Cast iron and copper, primitives, very much so focused on kitchen and useful as well. Not only decorative, but useful. So head over to the front here with my treasures. And yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits, but look how big the place is, like I said, you know, and I think someone's moving into that booth. Let's see. And then there's tons of showcases down here. So tons and tons, lots of glass, longer burger, Christmas, collectibles, a lot of vintage stuff, a lot of vintage items. And then this has tons of glassware and probably a lot from West Virginia, more than likely. Maybe some Paden City, Cambridge, Fostoria. But the booths just keep going and going. And look how loaded the place is. Like I said, you can spend an entire day down here, and I would very much so encourage you to stop down. So I think I'm gonna call it quits on this now. I think I've done enough for you. Head back up to the front here and get my friend Leah to check me out. Find Jeremy and Jeremy's dad. I don't know where they went, but I'll pause the video and I'll try and find them real quick. Jeremy, what'd you find?
This is a Viking compote.
Yeah?
Very
How
unique
much?
one.
Is this the one that I just left behind for you to find?
Probably.
Yeah. Jerry, do you want to be on camera real quick? No, he doesn't. Oh, Jerry doesn't want to be on. But Jerry's my twin, and he's just not in the mood today. He's just not going to do it. So, look at this wall of stuff. Hey, look at this. I kind of like this bowl, too. I don't need it. I have no room for it. I got to be good and decisive. All right, well, where are we going to go next? Are we headed to the next one? Okay, well, we're headed out. So here we go. We're headed out of the store, everybody.
What I need for blue.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, look at this. I keep finding stuff. The more I look, the more I find. Now I need to stop. Old fishing stuff? What? All right, we're headed out to check out, and we're headed over to the next one. So see you guys in a second. So here we are outside, getting ready to go to the next one. And I am loving this day, by the way. Are you kidding me? Yeah, the truck has already started, and here I am videoing outside. All right, here we go. So I just asked Jeremy if I should share with you that I just ate lunch, and I did. So I just downed M&M peanuts, and I love them very much. Jeremy, got anything to say?
Oh, God.
Besides, this video is probably not going to go too well. It's going to get like 4 views. Oh well, I had a really good time in that antique mall. And now we're headed... Horses, Jeremy! Horses! Alright, we're headed over to the other antique mall. And this is what I do in Jeremy's truck. Look, there's the other part of the wrapper right there. Look at my cool shoes, by the way. Anyways, I'm going to pause you guys, and we're going to go into this other antique mall. And I'm going to go crazy. We'll see you guys in a second. Here we are pulling into the other mall. Jeremy's trying to park, and I thought I'd go camera up just for a minute because I love my glasses today. Aren't they cute? Yeah, what a close-up. It's it's gonna be the messiest video I've ever... Oh, are we parking here?
Yes.
All right, we're parking here and we're going in. Let me flip you guys around. So we're all parked and ready to go, and I'm super excited about this. Jeremy, how much money do you think I'm gonna spend? Oh, don't say it on camera. Oh, look at this mall. What on earth? Holy cow. The world's second largest antique mall. No, I don't know. It's like pretty gigantic. Hey, Jeremy, how many dealers do you think are in this mall? 9,000? I don't know. I think Jeremy's over me already. Here, I'm going to go camera down just because. Here's the main entrance. And Jeremy's already halfway there. So, yeah. I'm gonna pause you while we go in and get settled in here. We're waiting for Mom and Dad to show up. Here, I'm gonna step out of the way. And they have a diner here, but you can see that there's such beautiful things around. Look at the surrounding. Such a beautiful day, even though it just started to rain. but so peaceful down here in Berlin. I've always loved it down here. So, yep, we'll pause you there and go on in and get some shopping done. So I'm going to get started over here. Jeremy and Becky have already found a couple things that they really liked, and I said hello to my friend Lisa at the front desk. Known Lisa for a long time. She used to do estate sales down in, I think, like New Philadelphia, Ohio, but this mall keeps going, and it's 2 levels. So lots of collectibles, lots of glassware. There is some jewelry stuff, and that's mainly what I come down here for, because the primitives and kitchen is sometimes a little bit steep for me to make money. This booth normally has a discount on their art glass, and I have bought some incredibly beautiful things out of their booth. I love this ephemera. This was here the last time, and you're going to have to forgive me. I'm not really sure if it's Fenton. I believe that it says on the tag that it's Fenton, but look at that ephemera, that these horns kind of lift out from this center console bowl. Very desirable form, very desirable color as well. That light blue with like an iridescent finish. I really like that. This spattered glass back here, hiding back here, I loved this the last time too, but I didn't think this was extremely early. And it's labeling that as Fenton as well. I wouldn't disagree with that. I guess this is kind of cool, but I didn't like the form of a bird because I'm trying to get away from figurines. Difficult to sell. And then, of course, this cranberry one up here is really cool. Loved that one. But this is one of my lucky booths. Becky, you finding anything? No, not yet. You gotta look harder. Let's see. I know, right? I know. Well, we have no room at home. So, down to no space, you know? Yeah. Hey, could we go back to architectural salvage someday? You think so? Yeah, so we went down to architectural salvage in Columbus, and Becky had an amazing day down there. We had so much fun together. I had promised her that for a long time. These churns are very unique. I like the smallest one, of course. Look how tiny that is, actually. I don't think I've ever seen a churn that small. It's just tiny. Very, very little. That you can kind of see there's a lot to take in down here. And for just the beginning collector, it might be a little sometimes treacherous, just because there's so much to pick from. So tons. I've always had luck in this booth too, because it's a little bit based on more of the eccentric items or unusual items. This mask is incredible. I looked at this the last time too. It's very, very large. The size of this is very large. It is cedar wood and carved. A lot of Fenton glass. Lots of it. Tons and tons. There's a whole booth upstairs. I'll go up there for all the art glass lovers, because I think a lot of you love art glass. So, oh, I had this when I was a kid. Don't you hate when people say that at antique stores? I had this as a kid. It's 2XL. It's a little robot, and you would put tapes in his belly right here, and then he would play some audio tapes for you. And I loved this as a kid. I spent hours and hours. I probably... I don't even know, probably more hours than I'd like to admit with my 2XL. So, loved it. All right, I'll pause you here and we'll go to the booths upstairs, but this just keeps going. And there's a whole nother area beyond this, like on the other side. So, I'll pause you now. I have always really enjoyed this booth as well. I don't know, the vibe is just super cool, very colorful, very happy, and I've bought quite a few pieces of jewelry out of this case. It's been my lucky case for a long time. Bought some gold out of here, and I bought some costume. I'm going to double check this one today and make sure there's nothing in it that I have to have, and of course the vintage ring boxes, gotta love. And there's items for both men and women here. This has a strong blend of bottles, advertising, a lot of useful items as well, or used to be useful. Pocket knives. There are some watches on the other side, but collectible glass and collectible cans, kind of perfect for the guy's room, if you will. But a nice blend of items. This mall, like I said, I'm not sure how many dealers are here, but quite a few. But loaded, again, absolutely loaded. So, and here I go, sneaking, not really sneaking, but going up to the second floor to kind of show you one of the glass booths that I've really always loved. So, pause up here for a second. Make sure we're not in the way of anyone. Look how far this goes. Isn't that amazing? And this side as well. Just an amazing amount of items. And walk over here. This is really cool because normally this place is really busy. And I guess I don't like the idea of doing a video when, I don't know, when I'm supposed to be spending time with Jeremy. And look at this though. Look how cool. And I already spotted something I love. Look how gigantic this Viking apple is. $125. Do I disagree? Well, not necessarily, because the dealer thinks it's worth that. So I don't think there's any money left for resale, but I love this because it's gigantic. I think I have 2 of those already. So gotta be good and say I don't need a third. But you can see there's a lot of collectible items, but when I've said there's booths like this that normally don't look like there's anything, I will still shop every single one of them because this is the kind of dealer I love. This is what I say. Look high up on the shelves and look low on the ground as well, because sometimes they don't value things the same that I value them. That's all. Just different opinions for different dealers. And I always say it's a really good idea to also shop your competition, because why wouldn't you? We all make mistakes. This is a classic example, old and new. So I will definitely shop this booth on the way out and the way home. And I think down here is where I found, it was this booth and the one next to it. I found some incredible pieces the last time. So I will go in here and really thoroughly check a lot of these button containers, the jewelry bags, the jewelry containers, and you can kind of see why I have so much to choose from in the state in which I live in. A lot of concrete this time, and that's all well and great, but not necessarily a fan of things on the outside of the house, but lots of tools and primitives, so I'm going to go through that real careful. This booth I've done really well in as well, so it looks like they have a sale, so I'm going to definitely take some time and go through this one as well. But this looks like consolidated glass, again on the ground. I think that is consolidated or Phoenix. I wonder how much this is. 95. And it's Phoenix. Signed right on the bottom. 95. So I might revisit that at the 25% off. That might come home with me as well. Maybe, maybe not. Just depends on my mood or if I find something else to purchase. But this is another booth that I frequent. A lot of things that are bagged up that are tiny and shiny that I'll need to go through and take some time. So I'll pause you there and go on the opposite side. And like I said, you can see how far this other side goes. It's just so extensive. Really cool, eclectic grouping of things. There was a booth down on this other side that had a ton of Jim Shore figurines priced very, very low, and every time at the estate sales that we had Jim Shore, we were able to sell out every single time, but we priced it right. Back in the day of doing estate sales, there's 2 interesting shell art pieces up there. I don't want to go into that booth because it's kind of close, but there's 2 shell art vessels that used to be old artillery shells. Those are interesting. I'm not sure of a price on them, so I'll go back in and check that out. But we'll keep going down here. And let's see here. Flatware set. That's kind of neat. Check the pattern on that. And I've often found items in this booth as well. A lot of things low in this booth. Like I bought a floor vase over here the last time I was here. Big lime green art pottery floor vase from the 1960s. And, that's a neat vase. Right there, that caught my attention. And I hope this shopping with me video has been fun, because again, this is not what I normally do, and I was really pushing myself to make sure that I had content and brought you guys with me because you've asked to come with me. So here we are, and a whole nother booth filled with vintage costume jewelry. I bought maybe 3 or 4 things out of this booth as well. Sterling's locked away. which is very smart. And I bought a Trifari necklace off of this the last time. I think I bought it for $7. I think I sold it for $60. So I'll double check these real quick. And then there's this glass booth. And I know a lot of you that watch me love vintage glass. And this whole thing is completely loaded all the way up. And tons of it. Lots of Fenton, Imperial, you name the different makers, Tiffin glass, Cambridge, Fostoria. Ooh, this is really cool for a contemporary quilt or coverlet. But yeah, you get the gist of how this is all set up. Each vendor is very thorough in keeping it clean and orderly, which I really like. And I'm glad that there's no music playing up here today, because sometimes the music is extremely loud, which also prevents me from taking you shopping with me. So, yeah, I've really got to take some time, and I think being 30 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I might go ahead and end it as well. Jewelry in this one, I'll have to check this one out, because a lot of times there's some interesting jewelry in this case. There's a charm bracelet there already that I see that's kind of nice.